What's up you guys, Jason here again, and as you can see I'm off on yet another camping adventure. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you are already a subscriber, welcome to this week's camping video. The plan this week is to head up the west coast to the town of Clanwilliam and do a double overnighter up in the mountains. This is all part of my Wild Series camping prep, and tonight I'm going to be sleeping in the tent, but tomorrow night I'm going to hike to a higher elevation, hopefully find myself a good spot with a great view, and cowboy camp in my bivvy sack next to the fire pit under the stars. Super excited about it, and as I said, this is part of my Wild Series prep. In terms of cooking, I've streamlined the setup completely. I'm relying on fire to make my food. I only have an 850mm titanium pot and a spork. That is absolutely it. Everything else I've left at home. Weather-wise, it's looking great. We've got 2 nice warm days. Temperatures are close to about 30 Celsius. And tonight we're looking at a low of about 14 or 15, and I think tomorrow's the same. So I'm not worried about weather at all. Other than that, it's about a 2.5 hour drive to get to where I need to be. So of course the priority is to get there safely, and once I get there I will catch up with you again. So until I get to the other side, I'll see you then. Alright, there we go. Just arrived. It's now just after 2:30, maybe about 2:45. Drive here was completely incident free, and what I can see, it's a bit overcast. There's a bit of wind blowing. It's very warm, but I'm not too worried about the weather at all. According to the forecast, it's supposed to be great for the next 2 days anyway. But just here behind me, between the trees, I've got a nice sheltered spot. I'm going to stick the tent right under the tree. And then just off to my right, I also have a very sheltered, secluded spot between the rocks where I'm going to set up my cook area. But I think the plan now is just to have something to eat first, and then from there I'll think about setting up camp. But it's looking good, and I'm quite happy to be here. It's an awesome spot, this. Completely private, not a soul in sight. I do see some houses out in the distance. Those are farm laborers who actually live on the property. I'm currently out on a farm, and what's nice about this spot is the owners are very relaxed in terms of camping. So I can really do anything I like as long as I'm just careful and responsible. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, for lunch I've just got a pita wrap, some salami, and some cheese. That's it. That's lunch. Bomb. The wind has just picked up. It's actually blowing direction from behind the camera straight past me. But where I am here now between the trees is a nice little sheltered spot, so this is exactly where I'm going to set up the tent. And then behind me here between the rocks there's a nice little sheltered spot for the cooking area. Obviously I will take precautions and make sure that the fire pit is properly prepped, you know, safety and responsibility of course. And yeah, I'm going to spend the night here. I'm going to become more sort of acclimatized, and then tomorrow the idea is to hike up into the mountain behind me. There's actually a huge plateau right off to my left, and there is a pathway that goes up to the summit, and the idea is to hit the summit and then find a suitable campsite and literally just cowboy camp under the stars. It does bring with it a whole set of challenges. I need to carry my own food, I need to take with water, I need to streamline my kit, so a lot of my gear I'm going to lock in the car and leave it down here and pack everything up, and then the following morning obviously pack everything back down. But I'm excited about it. It's something that I do want to get into more. There's a lot of guys who I follow on YouTube that do this sort of thing, and I have to be honest and say I'm quite inspired by what they do. And I think down the line I probably will find myself moving away from conventional camping, that is the typical campsites per se. I want to get more into the wild aspect. I think that's sort of what I'm drawn to. But anyway, I'm very happy with this campsite, I have to say. Half an hour in and already I'm in my element and I'm having a great time. But of the 2 days, I'm most excited about tomorrow, the walk up into the mountain. I have no idea what my fitness is like. I'm sure my legs will tell me, my back will tell me tomorrow, in fact my shoulders too. That's assuming I actually get to the summit. It's not too high. The elevation is about what, 500-600 meters, so it's doable, but with a heavy backpack, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to cope. Time will tell, but I'm excited about it, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this video is going to turn out. But anyway, plan now. First things first, I need to set up the tent, and then from there start prepping my fire pit. For dinner, by the way, I'm doing a nice piece of steak. I've got a nice succulent piece of rump, and this time I actually brought with some steak spice, so that's pretty cool. It was actually quite a big piece of meat. It was maybe that big, huge. So I chopped off a piece for my wife, and she's going to be cooking that up tonight as well. So we'll both be enjoying the steak, but just about 300 kilometers apart. But anyway. Okay, so in terms of gear, in the car I've got my little cooler bag with my wet foods, and then I also have my dry foods, but I'll show you that a little bit later. As you can see, tonight I'm in the Blackthorn X1. This is my 45-litre Discovery. Here's what I've brought with me. Bug spray, a little pack grill for my steak tonight, my cookser. This is my 850mm titanium MSR Titan cook pot, water bladder. This is my bivvy sack for tomorrow. I did pick up a new pair of gloves, just some leather gloves to obviously handle the grill and the coals. My clothes with some warm thermos. Again, my canvas sleep mat that will actually go under my insulation pad. This is the Thermarest Neo Air Venture insulating pad. Of course, toilet paper. My Silky Gomboy 240 folding saw. This is my sleeping bag. This is a lightweight summer bag. It says here comfort zone +5, which is very wrong. There's no ways I've slept in warmer than that and gotten cold. This is my memory foam pillow. And then of course my ditty bag, and inside my ditty bag I have a headlamp, some nose spray, my fire steel. This time I don't have matches, so I'm going to rely on my fire steel to make fire. I've got some cordage, I've got my sharpening stone, a repair kit for the tent and for the sleeping pad, and then I've got some Vaseline soaked cotton balls. This will be my fire starter, and that's pretty much all for the ditty bag. Also in my rucksack I do have a very basic first aid kit, an emergency rain poncho, an emergency space blanket, a few carabiners, plastic bags for trash, and that is it. That's all that I have with me. I do have 10 liters of water in the car, so tonight I'll drink a lot of fluids. Tomorrow morning I'll camel up before I go, and then I'll be carrying in with me 2.5 liters. That's all I'll have for tomorrow and through the evening into the next morning. 2.5 liters. But anyway, yeah, this is it. This is camp. So this is my cookser that you guys have seen in all my videos, and I've just recently added this. This is just the initials of my brand, JPro 5, obviously the Roman numeral 5. And the reason for that was obviously just to make this a little bit more personalized. A lot of people ask me about the name, where does JPro 5 come from? And I started off my YouTube channel using the GoPro Hero 5 model. And obviously it was just a play on my name and the GoPro Hero 5. I wanted something to remind me of, you know, where it all began. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I like that. I like that. I want this cookser to age nicely. I should maybe rub it in the sand or something. And then I also got myself a new pair of gloves. These are not expensive gloves. This is obviously just to stoke the fire, whatever, but it's supposed to be genuine leather. I don't know how well they're going to hold. They're pretty cheap, but they also look way too new. I'm going to have to rough them up a bit too. Somebody's obviously made a fire here before, and that's okay. It's nice and sheltered here under this overhang. And then also this big rock over here is a nice windbreaker. Time is now 5:05. I'm just going to wait until about maybe 5:30, 5:45 before I light the fire. As you can see, fire is ready. I've got some dry grass. I've split some of my wood. I've also got the smaller sticks just to get it going, but everything is ready. Fire prep is done. And I did say earlier that I didn't bring any matches, so I'm going to be using my fire steel to light the fire. This one in particular, this is the Exotac. This I picked up from a company called Just Like Papa. They are based in Harrington Street in Cape Town. Very cool shop, and they have all the bushcraft type toys. If you are interested, check them out. They do have an online catalog as well. But yeah, this is the fire steel from Exotac. And then in my little tin, I have, very simple, just some cotton balls soaked in Vaseline. I wanted to challenge myself on this particular camp. So it wasn't only about the walk up into the mountain tomorrow and sleeping under the stars and carrying all my water with me. It was also about starting fire, cooking using only one utensil. Yeah, I'm quite excited about this. It's going to be fun. One of two things can happen. It can be an absolute success and this video can be super cool and I pick up some more subscribers and I get lots of likes and comments, and that would be great. Or on the other hand, this video could be an absolute disaster where I end up packing up and leaving early because I can't get the fire started. And then while I'm waiting to light the fire, let me quickly show you what food I brought with me in my dry bag. Of course, my coffee, 2 packets of Oreo biscuits, 2 Jungle Oats energy bars, 4 packets of oats. This is the chocolate flavor, not really one of my favorites, but that's all I had. And then 2 packets of Thai noodles. Other than my steak and veggies tonight, that's the only food that I've brought with me. And then I do have 2 other exciting goodies to show you, but I'll show you that a little bit later once I've lit the fire. Oh, there she goes. It wasn't pretty, but it worked. Cheers. I put the steak back on. It's just a little bit too rare for my liking, so just a few more minutes and it should be fine. But in the meantime, I think the veggies are done. Let's see what they look like. Alright, so the steak is much better now. This is how I like it. Just had a nice little sunset. Time for number 2. Steak, a beer, and a campsite. Cheers. I've got to show you one more time. Look at that. There's yum, and there's yes, this yum. If my wife is watching, she knows exactly what this means. So dinner is done. And I just took a walk to go and find a few sticks, and then I split a few pieces of wood again just to get the fire going. And all that I'm going to do now is just boil some water and make a cup of coffee, and then probably just chill and relax. Of course, it's Jacob's again, and this is the pot that I'm using. This is the 850ml titanium pot from MSR. I think this is called the Titan pot. Yeah, MSR Titan pot. It's a pretty decent size. It's got some little handles on the side, which is pretty cool. There's the wind again. Anyway, so it's got nice little handles on the side. Also, it's got a tight fitting lid and a decent size as well. Little spout for pouring, and of course it is titanium, so it's supposed to be unbreakable. You'll see. Apparently this is the latest one on the market, made in Thailand. Ah, nice. The wind seems to be coming in gusts, but it's very pleasant. The clouds have completely disappeared, so I'm going to take a walk and go look at some stars. But I'm very happy with the way that things turned out. It's been a great evening. Very happy with this campsite as well. And soon I'm going to jump into bed and call it a night. Hopefully I get a good night's rest. I think I'm going to need it tomorrow. But unless anything exciting happens, I'm going to say good night, and I will see you guys in the morning. Cheers guys, good night. Morning guys. It's now 8 o'clock. A little bit of a bizarre night. I fell asleep, I think it was about maybe 1ish, and then I had some strange dreams again, really bizarre dreams. But anyway, I slept in a bit. As you can see, I've already got my wood prepped, and time to make the fire, get the water boiling, and get some coffee and breakfast going. Beautiful day though, not a breath of wind. This morning there was a nice sunrise up over the mountains, and already it's quite warm, so I think it's going to be quite a hot day. Temperature today predicted was about 25. I mean, now 8 o'clock in the morning, it's already quite warm, so I think it's going to be a lot warmer than 25. But anyway. Right, coffee's done. For breakfast I'm doing oats. This is the chocolate flavor, and It's not really one of my favorites, but it's all I have, so it'll have to do. Once breakfast is done, I'm going to start breaking camp and then just separating the gear that I need for my walk up onto the plateau for tonight. Pretty much everything's going with, except for the two big cameras. They're going to stay. I'm just going to take the GoPro. Obviously the tent is going to stay, and I guess I'll only take with a warm top. The rest of the stuff I'll just leave behind. There is a spot where I can park the car, and I believe it is quite safe, so I'll just lock it in the car and then I'm going to head up, I think round about 1ish, maybe even 2. It's going to be warm. I don't want to be walking midday in the heat of the day, so I'll see how it goes. After breakfast now, if it's still too warm, I may just go and lie down, chill, relax, and then think about packing up later. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. But pot is on, water is almost at a boil, and then it's oats time. Yum. Yep, she's boiling. Looks horrible. It's terrible. No, I don't like the chocolate flavor. I like the apple cinnamon, and I like the banana flavor. But not caramel. Still going to eat it, not going to waste it. I'm going to need it. It's now just after 12. I just got back from a hike. I went maybe 2 hours ago, hour there, hour back, just to sort of scout a route, and I found a pretty cool spot for tonight. It's right up at the top of the plateau. Big flat rock right on the edge, but it has a beautiful indentation which is perfect for the sleeping pad. So I think that's the plan. That's the site that I'm going to hit tonight. But it is hot. Temperature now feels close to 30, so staying out of the sun, just rehydrating, and I'm going to wait until about 2, maybe 2:30, and then I'll start moving up into the mountain. But I did cross onto, or over onto, another property. There's a fencing, but there's a walkway over the fence, and there's a board which speaks of conservancy and no fires allowed. So of course I have to respect the laws. So for lunch now I just had some snacks. I'm going to pack in my dry snacks. Tonight for supper I'll have the pita, salami and cheese, and then tomorrow morning when I wake up I'll just have an energy bar. And when I do come back down from the mountain, if I really need to, then I'll make a fire and cook up a noodle or two. But yeah, no big deal. I think right now just sit, chill, enjoy this cool breeze and the shade while it lasts. But I'm already quite stiff and sore from the walk. It was quite a rock scramble, but awesome spot. Quite excited. of the way up. It's now 25 to 6 and it's hot. Yeah. All right, so just a bit of an update. It was a bit of a rock scramble to get up here today. Quite the workout, and I really felt it on the legs. My legs are actually quite stiff and sore, but hopefully that means I'm going to sleep nicely tonight. The only thing that sucks is tomorrow I've got to go back down. And with tired legs and of course weight on my back, it's going to be yet another hectic workout, but absolutely worth it. Wind has died down nicely as well. I do have baboons off to my left, just across the canyon, maybe 400 meters away, that close. The dominant male has been barking for the last hour, so he definitely knows that I'm here, and he wants me to know that he knows that I'm here. But this is the last of the food, and after I've eaten this, there's no need for them to come and disturb me anyway. But I've just had a great sunset. The sky was all pink and orange. A couple of bats flying around as well. Pretty cool. And tonight, I see there's a new moon, so that means tonight I might have some decent stars, although there is quite a heavy black cloud above me. But my bivvy is the Highlander Hawk. It's got a 4,000 mil hydrostatic head, so even if it does rain, I'm perfectly fine. But anyway, I obviously can't make a fire, and I don't want to put on the torch, because across the valley there are farmhouses and laborers cottages, and I don't want to draw attention to myself. So what I am going to do is just light my candle right here next to me, just so I've got some sort of light, and then unless anything exciting happens, I'm going to say good night, and I will see you guys again in the morning. Cheers guys, good night. I don't know if you can hear that. It's that same baboon troop. That's a youngster that's crying. They're obviously wide awake. Anyway, morning guys. Great night. I slept really well until about 12. Then the wind picked up and it was really swirling around, bouncing off the rocks, and I am grateful that I've got my woolly with me. I just threw it over my head and shoulders and I was perfectly fine, very toasty, warm and snug. About 3 o'clock, baboons went ballistic. It was either something that disturbed them or it was the male that was busy with these shenanigans. But either way, it was quite exciting and interesting to listen to them. It was almost like a scene from Jurassic Park. They do get quite vocal. Anyway, dozed off again, and maybe just before daybreak I woke up with a very strange sound. Sat up, I grabbed my taser, only to realize it was my stomach. So quite ironic how the creatures of the night are quite relaxing and soothing, but it's my own damn stomach that scares the living shit out of me. Anyway, moon went down last night, so it was completely dark, and for quite a while I lay just looking at the stars. It was absolutely insane. The whole Milky Way was just lit up, and it's a pity I don't have the right gear to take photos, but it was really fascinating. I wish I knew more about astronomy, but I did see quite a lot of shooting stars. I counted 20 plus satellites. It was almost like a retro pinball machine, just zing, 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 satellites all over the place. Fascinating how much traffic is up there. But anyway, it's now just before 6. I'm going to have a great sunrise sort of bouncing off the mountains behind me very soon. There's a light breeze, there's not a cloud in the sky, and apparently today it's going to be 37 plus. So plan is to obviously just pack up and get off this mountain before the heat of the day. But other than that, epic night. This is something that I really enjoyed. I did say this is part of my wild camping prep, but I mean, how much more wild can this be? So essentially this would be wild camping, and this is definitely something that I want to do more of. But yeah, I really enjoyed myself. The one issue I had with the bivvy sack, I've got the wrong sleeping pad. I've got the thick one. Because of that, when I got into the sack, from my waist down, it was very tight and compressed, so I do need to use the thinner pad. I think that would be a lot more comfortable. But other than that, yeah, great night, and I think I'm just going to have myself a little snacky poo, and then from there get off this mountain, get back to the car. But anyway, I will catch up with you guys again later. Alright, there we go, safely down the mountain and back at the car, ready to head home. It's about a 3-hour drive, and I'm quite excited to see this footage. But as always, thanks for your support. If you enjoyed the video, please support the channel by smashing that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you again in the next one. Until then, cheers and bye.